On this episode of Cape Media News, we visit the Cape Playhouse where they're celebrating their 93rd season, learn about the Cape Cod Roller Derby's newest team, and give you an update on Chatham Works. These stories and more, this is Cape Media News. This is Cape Media News, your local, authentic newscast for Cape Cod. I'm Gabrielle Rawson. Every summer, Broadway comes to Cape Cod at the Cape Playhouse in Dennis, and for the last 93 seasons, they've brought us award-winning performances and plays. Reporter Emily Tulloch visited them in Dennis to learn the secret of their historic success.
There's a giant, man-eating, song-singing plant on the loose in Dennis this summer. The Cape Playhouse, where theater goes to summer, has begun a new season full of entertainment, culture, art, and community outreach. Currently on stage is Little Shop of Horrors. Located off of 6A in Dennis, the Cape Playhouse neighbors the Cape Cinema and Cape Cod Museum. Since its foundation in 1927, the Cape Playhouse has withstood 93 historic seasons. But how did it all begin?
Raymond Moore, when he founded this place, I think he was 27, and at 27, he thought, you know what, there's this gorgeous building in town. I'm going to pick that up and I'm going to move it over to this plot of land, and I am going to build gardens out here, and I am going to build a playhouse, and I'm going to turn what was a town hall building, many different things happened in that building, and I'm going to turn it into a theater. And that is so visionary to me.
Since then, actors such as Julie Andrews, Betty White, Henry Fonda, and Betty Davis have graced the stage with their talent. Producing artistic director of the Playhouse, Michael Rader, says its rich history and longevity in reputation contributes to their success.
The Playhouse has 93 years of incredible history and incredible legacy, and as the artistic director, it's a little cliche for me to say that this is a special or magical place, but it really is. I mean, we have people who come back every year as actors or directors or designers or production staff who leave other jobs to come here. There's not many theaters left in the world that have the history and the legacy of this institution. And because of that history, because of our reputation within the community, the theater community, people love working here. It sounds a little cliche to say it, but it almost is like sacred ground when you think of all the individuals who have worked on this stage before. It's just a really special place.
Along with providing a variety of shows, the Cape Playhouse focuses on giving back to the community with outreach programs and education.
One of my first orders was bringing back the educational and outreach programming that hadn't been happening for many, many years at the Playhouse. Part of the original design of the Playhouse 93 years ago was an education and community outreach program. It means a lot to me that we're able to do this and give back to the community, and that this is something that every year that we've had this happening, it's grown in size, almost doubled in size since it started, and we're going to keep moving forward. We're going to have production-driven classes, so at the end of the week, the kids will do a performance. We've had a lot of members of the community also ask about adult classes, so we want to introduce that. And then another element that Joe and I are really passionate about is having programming that helps develop new pieces of work, new pieces of theater.
On the docket this season are 6 plays that run for 2 weekends each. Every set is built on site. So, what does the future for the Cape Playhouse look like?
I see great potential in the Playhouse and the campus as a whole. I would love years to come that there is a campus committee and we get together in the beginning of every year and we scramble over which weekends each person gets to take up because there's so much happening here over the summer. I would love for this place to be just a destination for every family on the Cape. Every person who wants to experience the arts, celebrate the arts, or just have a wonderful day. I would love for them to think of this as the first place that they can come to celebrate the summer, basically.
This Playhouse belongs to you. It always has and it always will, and I want everyone in the community to feel like they can come by at any time, see the Playhouse, go backstage, see one of our shows, come to the gala. I'm here because I've worked all over the world, and there are very few places like this left. And I feel very passionate about the Playhouse and about the potential and the future here. And I couldn't be more excited about what lies for the next 93 years.
For ticket prices, more information on volunteer positions, backstage tours, and children's classes, visit the Cape Playhouse website. In Dennis, for Cape Media News, I'm Emily Tellick.
And The Little Shop of Horrors is playing at the Cape Playhouse this weekend through July 6th. You can get your tickets or learn more about their 2019 season at capeplayhouse.com. Considered an alternative sport by many, roller derby has captured the hearts of players and spectators for decades. But on Cape Cod, there's only ever been one team to beat. Until now. Thanks to the hard work and dedication of Cape Cod's Salty Dolls, kids can now learn how to play this exciting sport.
It's not a secret that Cape Cod has an all-girl roller derby team called the Salty Dolls. But did you know that there's a junior roller derby team? It's true. Roller derby is no longer just a game for adults.
Hi, I'm Cha-Cha, and my name's Emma Dubner, but I go by Cha-Cha. Some people call me Mom here. This is the Cape Cod Junior Roller Derby practice. We have about 15 skaters right now, and we have boys, girls, 7 to 17 is the age. Right now we have our oldest is 13. I started this essentially to connect with my kids. And then we slowly decided to involve a few families who told me that it changed their kids' lives. Not to be silly, but someone who might not be as athletic in a team sport. And we've been training for 2 years consistently. Some kids have come in even as early as a month ago, and I've seen improvement that I've never seen in a sport or a activity, just because it's such a natural thing for kids.
Like many sports, playing derby promotes fitness and builds community.
Oh, this is such a great community. Like, everybody is super close and friends, and you have to be close because you have to rely on your team.
I've met some really great people. I have definitely become more fit, I'd say, and it's just really nice to have something else that I care about doing.
Even when we started on our league, it was a different sport, and people asked, they'd never heard about derby or they didn't think it still really existed, and we've gained a lot of our close friends because of that.
My daughter, Hittin' Kitten, and my niece, Slammy, it's important to both of them, so I make sure to make the time to get down here so they can do it. There's no other sport really like it for them. It gives them confidence, and I think that's something real important, especially at their age, to start developing. It builds and reinforces identity while teaching them to work in groups, and there's lots of differences between the kids, but it's totally okay.
You can get a kid in and have 2 practices, and they can be up to a level of skating and roller derby and ready to scrimmage and learn the game.
And the best part about junior roller derby? The kids love it.
I think that it's really awesome. It's the only sport I've ever liked.
I think it's fun to do, and it's interesting to play and learn about it.
I like it because it's fun to just skate around, and you don't have to it's easier than just walking.
My sister's doing it, and Howard, he's my best friend.
Yes.
Since kindergarten, so. And I like that you can take it home, the skates home, and all your gear.
How old are you guys?
7.
On August 24th, the Cape Cod Junior Roller Derby will play their first ever bout against Monadnock, and the young athletes say they're ready.
I think it'll be fun either way, but it would be great to win. I mean, it'll be our first bout. I think we have a chance, but I don't know. I'm excited.
I am nervous about me being small, and I don't know what these people are going to be, how good they are, and how tall or small they're going to be, and I'm very nervous about that.
I'm excited and nervous.
I think they're going to do awesome. I think all of their skills are just amazing.
It's going to be quite a wonderful historic event.
You can learn more at capecodjuniorrollerderby.com. In West Barnstable, for Cape Media News, I'm Gabrielle Rawson.
And you can watch their first game against Monadnock next month at the Cape Cod Community College in West Barnstable. To learn more, visit them online at their Facebook page, Cape Cod Junior Roller Derby. Up next, we take you inside a very special birthday party.
Do you notice the large influx of cyclists on our roads in the summer? Every year, 4,000 international students choose to make Cape Cod their home for the summer and for the experience of a lifetime. Biking is their main and often only mode of transportation. I'm Kathy Boyle with the Mid-Cape Assembly of God. Our mission is to provide safety equipment to these visitors as well as late-night shuttles to ensure their safe commute to and from work. These university students are future teachers, engineers, and ambassadors. They come to share their cultures with us while contributing to the Cape economy during our busiest season. Unfortunately, they can't realize these dreams if they don't make it home safely. We're asking for donations to purchase bike lights and reflective vests and to fund the nightly shuttles that are imperative to these students' safety. Please visit midcapej1housing.org or email j1latebus@gmail.com to learn how you can contribute. Please help us ensure that these future world leaders have a fun and safe summer in our community.
Millie Slepansky is one of Cape Cod's newest residents. After years of gazing at the Pacific Ocean, she only recently saw the Atlantic for the very first time. That's not all. She celebrated a big birthday recently, surrounded by friends and family at Thurwood Place in Yarmouth. Sarah Colvin reports.
Turning 101 is no small feat, and the residents and staff at Thurwood Place in Yarmouth gathered together to help Millie Slepansky celebrate more than a century of life.
It's nice to see people enjoying themselves.
She's quite the amazing lady. She's 101, as you know, but she basically moved here to Massachusetts a year ago. We retired and we had decided that we were going to move, but we waited for Mom to turn 100. Of course, she wanted to come with, and so she got on a plane. We packed her up, and she flew out here, and she loves living here. If you ask her how she's managed to live this long, which people always say, what's your secret? And she goes, it's because I walk.
And the birthday party is just one of the many activities Millie enjoys on a daily basis.
It's just wonderful. This whole establishment is wonderful. We have exercise classes here. I played bingo and won 4 times.
Congratulations, that's amazing.
Yes.
And she's not the only 100-year-old here. There's a gentleman that's sitting over at the table over there who's also 100. So I think it's quite amazing that there are so many elderly statesmen on Cape Cod. It's really amazing, and they're always happy. Everybody's happy here. That's what I like the most about living on Cape Cod, because, how could you not be happy to live here?
And advice from a centenarian?
I'd like to tell you that everybody should have a good time. Everyone should be happy and healthy.
We'll take that advice, Millie, and happy birthday. In Yarmouth for Cape Media News, I'm Sarah Colvin.
And we are so happy for you, Millie. We hope the coming year brings you more prosperity and health. Up next, a look inside the newly constructed Chatham Works.
In the Yarmouth port along Route 6A, known as one of the most beautiful roads in America, there's a little-known secret, a special building. I'm Mariana Gresti, representing the Yarmouth New Church Preservation Foundation. Since 1998, a non-religious group of local citizens have been restoring this former church building and have reopened its doors as a community center for visual and performing arts. The original details, including the stained glass windows, the tracker organ, the cast iron bell, and the recently restored ceiling paintings, are considered some of the best examples of American Gothic architecture in Massachusetts. In the audience room, we host local and visiting musicians and performers, even local school groups. In our great room gallery, we hold receptions and display fine art. If you are interested in performing in our authentic historic space with its amazing acoustics, or want to help us with preservation and planning through volunteering, please go to our website, at yarmouthportcommon.org. Just click on Contact and let us know. Remember to check out our calendar for this coming season of events. We look forward to seeing you at the Bell Tower on Yarmouth Port Common. Thank you very much.
Business owners Lindsay and Fred Byerworth thought the day would never come that their dream business, a fitness center and workspace called Chatham Works, would officially complete construction. We attended the ribbon cutting last month along with their friends, family, and longtime supporters, and they gave Cape Media News an inside look.
Great job, ladies. Ready? 1, 2, 3, yeah!
Retail space, large conference rooms, a full gym, and even a safe place for kids. This is the new Chatham Works, a vision that took owners Lindsay and Fred Byerworth more than 2.5 years to complete.
You know, we've had to go through a lot to get this far. Obviously, our hopes are that people like it and people get a lot out of it and that it sort of helps people improve their lives.
The co-working fitness space will be open year-round, meaning that locals, as well as visitors, can enjoy it.
This whole thing would have been a lot easier to do if we had said we were going to do the seasonal thing and made it a lot more expensive, and it's just not who we are, and it's not what we want to do or be. And we have a ton of close friends who are second homeowners and whatever, and that's all great, and they're welcome to be just as much a part of this as anybody else. But we wanted to try to make sure that it wasn't something that was only reserved for, you know, people who are only here some of the time.
And completing the project was not without hardship.
You know, we faced a lot of rejection along the way. And I think in hindsight, I view a lot of that rejection as actually been a tremendous asset to us because it's tested our resolve, right? We had a lot of nights where we went to bed thinking that we were going to pull the plug, and it was a phrase that kind of got to be used a fair amount. And then we'd wake up in the morning and one of us would say, no, we're not going to pull the plug. We're going to do this. And here we are. I think that we strongly believe that, you know, if we deliver a great experience and you know, a great environment for people to do the workout thing and obviously the co-working thing too, that will be successful in terms of, you know, from a business standpoint. Obviously we have to block and tackle and be smart about how we're running the business, but I think this has potential to be a huge asset to the town in a lot of ways.
Chatham Works cut the ribbon on their co-working fitness space on July 1st in North Chatham. For Cape Media News, I'm Gabrielle Rawson.
Chatham Works is in the process of securing its occupancy permit so that it can officially open its doors to members. You can follow their progress at chathamworks.com. Well, that brings this week's episode of Cape Media News to a close. Please be sure to follow us on Facebook, Cape Media News, and thank you so much for watching. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode. With Cape Media News, I'm Gabrielle Rawson.